everybody, and welcome to Bucs Bounty. Michael and I are in the same place. I can touch you in the arm. That's nice.
It's actually AI.
Yeah, we're just pretending, but it's really good graphics. You never would know. Look, that's really good. Welcome to Bucs Bounty. The Pirates season has started. It hasn't quite started the way that we would have hoped on the win-loss column, but two guys that have been absolutely stand out, Ryan O'Hearn, Brandon Lau. Can't wait to the weekend series that's going to be coming up here very soon. But it's been a really good start so far for those two guys. We're going to start this podcast today with some a little bit of overreactions. Are they too much? Are they not enough? Are they true?
What do you mean?
Yeah, I know. Well, we're going to get into it. This is one of those things that as the season goes on, we're going to try to give you the things that the league is saying about the Pirates or that people say online about the Pirates. We'll give you our opinion on whether we think that they're overreactions or if they're a real idea. So let's start really quickly with Brandon Lau. Is he the best hitting second baseman that the Pirates have seen this century? You got Neil Walker, you got Josh Harrison, Freddie Sanchez, Adam Frazier, and now we have Brandon Lau. Is Brandon Lau the best hitter that we've seen out of the century? Not necessarily overall player, but best hitter.
I think in terms of slugging, yes.
I think so too.
I really believe. I think it's like 536 over his career, and that's a top 10 second baseman all time.
Yeah,
and that's remarkable, right? He's doing big things in a big way, and I think the biggest thing for me, Steven, is he understands himself. I mean, you're talking about guys 5'9".
Yeah,
he's got his hands low. He creates leverage. Fly balls turn to home runs. He's very similar to Mookie Betts. He turns a lot of fly balls that just barely get out because he understands his pop. And I think that's incredible. It's not easy to do, but he's done a great job of it throughout his career.
I don't think it's an overreaction because, like you say, when it comes to the power. But if you think about the overall second baseman profile, I mean, Josh Harrison, he brought so much more to the team than just the offense. But when it comes to just offensively, I don't think that's over sensationalizing.
Not at all.
Not if
it's just Pirates. I was talking about all of baseball.
Right. I mean, he hit 31 home runs last year. He comes in, he's already hit 3 this year. I mean, I don't necessarily think he's going to hit 50 home runs, but this is a good place to hit home runs for left-handed hitters, especially the way he hits. The high loft. He hits a lot. His fly balls are not line drives.
Nope.
They're fly balls. And the home runs, when they go out, it's a long flight. We already saw one at 47-degree launch angle, which is kind of a joke. I mean, that was like what O'Neal Cruz did a few years ago. Remember that?
It's not supposed to happen.
It's not supposed to happen. So, I think we both agree on this one. Offensively, I think you might be right.
And I think that's why he came in the spring just focused on his defense.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the coolest part. When you know wholeheartedly who you are, you have an identity, and you know what you're capable of, why come in and say, hey, I need to work on this? He came in and said, leave me alone here.
Right.
Let's lock in here. And he has great coaching to be able to do that because we have some great info guys.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to the next one. Okay. O'Neal Cruz, his defense in center field, is that the biggest cause of concern in the Pirates roster right now? And I'm going to start with this one. I think that's an overreaction. And the reason I do is not because I do think there is concern to be had. And I think that there is work to be done. Of course, the main thing for me is the instincts that you build over time. Playing in the outfield it's really hard to just kind of move somebody out there and say because they're athletic, they're going to figure that out. That ball that he came in on opening day that got over his head for the triple from Brett Beatty, that is one of those things that you can tell somebody over and over. You always have to have your first step back on the line drive to you, but that ball gets hit and you think, I'm going to make this play. Instinctually, you say, I'm going to go make this play. And so your first move is in, and that's hard to do. But I will say right now, for me, the biggest concern for the Pirates is everybody's offensive ability around the two guys that you brought in that have been really successful in Lau and O'Hearn. The truth is the rest of the offense has to hit. Otherwise, it doesn't matter if you brought these other guys in because two guys cannot carry an offense. So for me, that's the biggest concern right now.
And think about it. You just said something that brings back to Cruz's point. Stop complaining about it. He's not the guy anymore. Right. We want him to be the guy. If he's our best player, we're in the playoffs and we have a chance to be as good as we want to be. Yeah. The fact is, we're still reacting like he's the end-all be-all of our complete roster. He hit 200 last year, 20 homers, stole a bunch of bases. Year before, he's a 3-war player. Yeah. We're so concerned about so much in 4 games. And this guy didn't play spring, right?
Yeah.
He was inside the whole time, didn't have the sun. Is that an excuse? No. Does he know it's not an excuse? Yes. He's owning it. He wants to be great, but you have to talk about the positioning. You have two guys playing out of position, right? O'Hearn's in right. You have Reynolds in left. Then all of a sudden, Magnum's in. He shouldn't even been there when he made that cut, right?
Right.
But if you look where Cruz was playing, he's in. So he misses the ball the first game.
Yep.
Then that game, he gets to a ball no other center fielder probably gets to, grabs it because he's 6'7". No one else can grab it, right?
Yeah, right.
Because every executive, every coach in the league wants that guy to have that ball in his hand because he's the only dude that can make up time. And every one of those dudes did. And that's the thing is like, he's so unprecedented in what he can do if he puts it together consistently. His floor is always better than everyone else, even with those mistakes.
Right.
Because he's going to make up for it, but we'll never talk about it. Everybody will praise him. He's the best in the world. Oh my gosh, how did he do Stat Cascade? Oh gosh. But the reality of it is, right? Yeah. He makes one mistake and it's like, he sucks. Get rid of him. Trade him. I'm like, what do we do? Anybody on the planet wants that guy.
Yeah,
because it could snap, and we've seen it.
We have seen
stretches.
Now the question is, how can you elongate that, right? Like,
right.
But who is that
so
on?
Hard. Yeah.
Is that on O'Neal Cruz? Is that on his coaches? Is that on the training staff? You know,
exactly.
I think when it comes down to it, it's just about when he's a player that we're going to have to see the full season of.
Yeah.
In order to be able to say it was a bad season or a good season. You know what I mean? Like that's the truth. And he's not going to be out of center field immediately. That's not going to happen. Yeah. He's going to be given the opportunity to really figure it out. This is only his second year, his entire life playing center field and anywhere in the outfield. I mean, he was always in the infield. So it's a big transition. I think that there's still some time there. I think he's going to be all right
100.
Because he is still going to get to balls that other people don't, even though he gets a bad jump.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's still so athletic. He's still so fast. He covers so much ground. I mean, just his normal gait.
And you brought up something with Michael Taylor when he was here. He dove for a ball, and you're like, that's the only way he could have stopped.
Right.
In the reality, we went back to look at it, and he probably shouldn't even been close. Mm-hmm. But like the reality of it is, if he caught it, it's the best play of the year, but he missed it, run scores. But it's like, do you put that hesitation in that guy's mind saying, don't dive? No, you say, go get it because you're a Gold Glover. That's with O'Neal. I think he's in between freak show and trying to stay good, good. And you can't play that way. You have to play completely without fear. And I think that's why he's so disappointed at times.
Okay. And this is going to be something we talk about later because we don't have time. But also I think you can say that exact same thing about whether he should be the freak or whether he should be trying to be right on his offensive side too. I think
100.
That's kind of in the brain right now.
Because he's in between.
Exactly.
Yep.
All right. Number 3, Yohan Ramirez is the Pirates' best reliever behind Gregory Soto and Dennis Santana. I went first last time. What do you got?
I mean, I love the fact that they brought in a guy that's, you look at his track record, it's all over the place. He's dominated at times. He's struggled at times. We've seen both guys. He completely changed his usage and the pitches he wants to use on a daily basis. He still has a nasty sinker. What I love about this is they're going to throw him out there all the time. The guy wants the ball. He's shown throughout his career, like he's durable. And we need his innings. And if he can do it like this, Steven, it's going to be a game changer for us because we're looking at Barco. We're looking at Urquides, if I said that right. We're looking at guys like that to fill a lot of innings. And the reality of it is if he can go in that longer relief role, 2 innings here, 2 innings there, but then bounce back a day later, 2 days later, that's huge.
I mean, I think the thing for me with Yohan Ramirez, there a lot of guys, when we talk about the guys that walk people, some guys are wild and some guys are afraid to get hit, right? There is no fear in Yohan Ramirez.
No,
and that
he's
is something.
He's at Disneyland right now.
Exactly.
He's just like, whatever.
That's something I really appreciate in watching him is that like a 3-1 count, he's going to throw you a 4-seam fastball over, and he's going to, obviously, if it doesn't go over the plate, it wasn't because he was scared of getting hit. He's not scared of getting hit, and I think that the stuff is starting to play up. We're seeing that 4-seam get a little bit more carry. The sweeper, while not having been perfect so far as command, he's getting that kind of upward break. You know what I mean? It's not a downward like a curveball type sweeper. If anything, it's going up when it's going across. And so it's going to be a weird pitch to hit. I still think it's an over sensationalization to say he's the 3rd best pitcher in this bullpen right now. I still think that either Isaac Mattson or Justin Lawrence are going to be that 3rd guy. Yeah. But
we're still, Bidwell gets here.
Yeah, we're still to be seen. Yeah, exactly. Till Bidwell gets here. Well, I think we both agree on that one.
He's disgusting.
Okay, Carmen Mlodzinski will turn in his strong breakout season as a starting pitcher this year after it not working out last year. That is not an overreaction for me. I think we both agree. We both watched him in spring training. You follow what he's done. It's not something where he has figured something out and now he's so much better. It's that he did it for a while. And when he came back as a reliever, he didn't stop throwing the new pitches. He didn't get rid of the curveball. He didn't get rid of the sinker and go back to what he was before. He learned how to use those pitches still. He just did it in a bullpen role. Yeah. And I think that's what's going to change his success this year, is that he's just done it for a full year. Mm-hmm. He's used those new pitches that are going to really help him against left-handers for a full year. I mean, we saw him against the Mets strike out Soto, Lindor, and Bichette back-to-back twice. And that shows you a lot. His whole thing is second time through the order. He has really struggled as a starter. Well, if that is not the case anymore, then we're going to see things really go up for him.
I think you nailed it. I think the reality of it is he used all of it. He put it in a buffet effect and said, what do I need today? What do I want to eat? Need my vegetables, need this. And
vegetables.
Yeah, right. But like, you have to do what you got to do.
Right.
But he's not pitching to contact. He's not trying to get in the fifth. We play in a game today, folks, that if you get to 5 innings, that should be a new quality start. That's where we're at, because if he has that mentality, then when he's in trouble, he puts the bullpen hat on. He goes out there and he punches tickets. He doesn't pitch to contact early on, but I think he's understanding how his stuff plays, which pitch maybe is his ground ball pitch. It's not the sinker. It's usually that breaking pitch or the split. He's doing a great job identifying. All of them have so far. Even Skeens just didn't have the time to get it back right.
Yeah, I agree with
and
that.
That's the thing that I think is cool about this staff, is we just watch Ashcraft lead with his breaking ball. That's his third best pitch, and maybe even his fourth. He had the sinker.
Yeah, true.
So it's a reality of these guys are making adjustments in real time, even with the game plan they have. Like, nope,
that's not going to work.
Deviate. They're doing it like this.
Right.
But guess what? Ashcraft bullpen, Majinski bullpen,
Bubba
bullpen, right?
Bullpen, yeah.
Keller, after he came back from the bullpens when he really resurrected his career. There's something to be said about just go get it out.
Yeah,
because you have those moments, right? You've done it.
Absolutely. And I think with Majinski specifically, it just comes down to the question was why? Why does he do worse the second time through the order? And now, look, we've watched the Reds pitchers.
See why.
Yeah, we've watched Reds pitchers, like Chase Burns, for example, yesterday, show that you can start with 3 pitches.
Yeah.
We saw Hunter Green. We've seen Hunter Green do
it. He can dominate with
career.
2.
Yeah. So, like, you have to realize it's not because he didn't have enough pitches. It's because maybe he didn't have the right pitches to work as a starter.
Correct.
Right? So it'll be interesting to see how that progresses with him. But I think he's in a really good space. I do think he's going to have a strong season. And I think he's going to be in the rotation the entire year.
Yeah, I pray he is. It's always unprecedented. The game's weird. People get hurt. But I think that's the only reason he's not.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
All right. And last one we got here on the overreactions. Paul Skeens is going to have an under 2 ERA by May 1st. In order to do that, he'd have to have 22 scoreless innings in the month of April. Can he do it?
Move on, right?
What's the point of this question?
Right? I mean, he's going to throw a complete game shutout this year. He's going to be close to throwing some no-hitters this year. His stuff, we've talked about it, is a tick up. His mechanics are off a little bit. The release is off a little bit. I'm not really worried about it.
You concerned? I'm not concerned.
No.
You know what's funny? Remember we did this last year.
Yeah.
Remember at the beginning of the season?
He just got out of it the first game.
Yeah, exactly. But it wasn't quite as good. And we were up here at the hub, going through all of these mechanics and small things because he's so easy to nitpick, right? Because he's so good.
Because he's amazingly good.
When anything is not right, it's easy to identify and you can nitpick it. But the truth is,
it's not easy to identify. Most people don't. They just think it's bad.
That's a good point.
But that's why it's fun for us.
Right. It's really fun. And I think for Skeens, it's just going to be, we're going to see him settle in. Maybe he won't have an under 2 ERA by May, but he's going to have under a 2 ERA by the end of June. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to continue to get better. That's the difference with Paul Skeens.
One game.
Yeah.
It's not even an inning.
It's not even
an inning.
And also part of it, let's just be honest, O'Neal Cruz was really the reason, unfortunately, that those runs scored. And we started this with O'Neal Cruz on defense. Now we get to, at the end of it, why it is so important is not because Paul Skeens' ERA, it's because this team is trying to win. Yeah. Right? If the Pirates are trying to win, it requires a full team effort. Even when Paul Skeens is on the mound, he is not going to strike everybody out. Yeah. So you still need to get that defense behind him to work. And that's why I think that the concern was so big, was because he caused Skeens to give up runs. If Skeens gives up runs, then we have a horrible problem. But it's the beginning of the season. Like, it's going to be okay.
Is it?
I don't know. All right. So look, we had a really cool guest you did an interview with yesterday that you recorded that I was unfortunately not a part of, but it's okay. I'll forgive you this one time. But Andrew Costello.
We talked mad trash about you.
I know, it's fair. But can you give us the background on Andrew Costello, who he is, what you guys talked about before we get into a little discussion about college baseball?
Yeah, the Costellos are a local family in Erie, PA, known football and wrestling more or less.
Nice.
And then they have two sons that are incredible at baseball. The older son is at Wake Forest now. Deuce, who I met at the USA event when he was, I believe, 16. He was at the 17-18 event. And he came up to me and was like, hey, man, will you be my catching coach? And I'm like, dude, I live in PA. He's like, me too. And I'm not kidding. When you see this, you'll see we're kind of like brothers.
That's too many Michaels.
Scouts have actually said his comp is me. He's way better than me. But the guy rakes. He's had a hard time staying behind the plate because he's so athletic. And he has the want-to of a Yinzer. And I think you're going to really enjoy it. It's different. He wants to be a Pirate. He hopes one day that the Pirates draft him. But he just completely skipped his senior year. Decided to draft. I didn't want to of high school. Do not want to go to the draft. He's I think 55th overall prospect, college and high school. He said, I'm going to go to college, play with my brother. And it's very similar to his story, which you'll hear. But he's a guy you want to keep your eye on because he's going to be really special. Because it's not just the bat. It's not just the glove. It's him and his family. They are incredible, incredible people. Steven, you'll meet him. He's going to be in the studio this week. So, yeah, I'm excited for him. I'm excited for what's the future going to hold for him. And he's literally said, I'm just living in the present. I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's nice.
Watch out.
All right, quick little discussion before we go to that interview, just about college baseball. Okay, we both played in college.
It was so fun.
It was so fun. Different situations. But, I think it's important for people to understand that people go to college baseball for different reasons, right? There are guys that get picked whenever you look at somebody's baseball reference page, okay? When you look at their draft, a lot of times it'll show you if they get drafted in high school, and then also when they got drafted in college if they didn't take that high school draft. Okay, so for a guy that is possibly going to get drafted in high school to choose to go to college instead, people make that decision for different reasons. And for me, I was not a prospect in high school. It was not going to happen. I wasn't worried about getting drafted. I went to a small Division II college, Regis University, and the reason I wanted to go to that university was because I knew that if I went to Regis, I would get to play immediately. I'd be a freshman. I would be starting pitching. I would be hitting in the top of the lineup, and I could do my music degree as well.
Which is cool. I think that gets overlooked.
It is. I agree. But I think when we talk about why people go to college, it's so important. I went to college because I wanted to play baseball, and I wanted to do my degree that I wanted to do, which was music. A lot of colleges wouldn't let me do both. Very similar time constraints. And then also when it came to baseball, I could have gone to a higher mid-level Division I school. However, I didn't want to redshirt and then be a relief pitcher. That was kind of the track that I was on if I was going to be going to a big college. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to play. And because of that, I got so much better in college than I think I would have if I had gone to a USC or Hawaii or wherever and then not played and been a reliever. I don't think I ever would have gotten as good as I did.
And then real quick, explain the story of your sophomore year. I think that's the cool part because we're living in a time where it is a disaster.
Yeah.
Right? Because you would have had an option after your freshman year. There would have been calls. If you went in the portal, you could have left. And I had a similar thing. But yours was really unique because you had a coach love on you and take a giant step of faith for you to do what you did. Explain that.
Yeah, I had a new pitching coach come in, and basically what he said was, hey, we're going to not pitch you the entire sophomore year. We're going to completely revamp your mechanics and start over from the bottom. So through an entire sophomore year, I hit the whole year, but I didn't pitch. I threw bullpens.
Think about that.
I know. It's crazy.
2019?
Yeah, it was 20.
You're like, okay.
Okay, I guess. But what happened was at the end of that season, I threw a few innings as a reliever, late inning reliever, and I did okay, but not all that great. And then I went to college summer ball out in the Northwoods League, and all of a sudden I was throwing 90 miles an hour, which I had been like 83, 84 coming out of high school, which is why nobody cared that I existed. So like it made
but you can hold a note.
Right, exactly. It made such a big difference. For me personally, to take that leap of faith, to say like, yeah, I want to try this. I might as well give everything I can into trying to be a professional player. But my coach believed in order to do that, I needed to start over. And I did, and it worked. But, I think everybody's going to have a different situation like that. What was your college situation?
I wanted to go to a certain couple schools, and it happened real fast where it just was not going to happen at some of these schools.
Right.
But Middle Tennessee was right there, and I couldn't figure out why they weren't calling. So I literally pestered them to death, and they picked somebody over me, He said no, and then they called, and I was like, what happened? Like, we didn't think you wanted to catch. And my literal head coach was like, are you going to catch? I said, that's all I want to do, coach. And he goes, good. I was about to leave with your papers. I was like, what? But then I played left my freshman year, which is hilarious, right?
Yeah.
And I think same thing. I wanted to go somewhere where I could stay, grow, and learn. And Middle Tennessee had an incredible track record of getting catchers drafted. That was my ultimate goal. But I need to go catch. I hadn't caught consistently. I was too fast, believe it or not, and too athletic. So I was playing third, second, left, right. I was all over the place. So my freshman year did awesome. Hit 169. But I made the dean's list. First time I was ever better in school than I was on the field.
Smarty pants.
But then I went to summer ball, just like you. Someone grabbed me and said, hey, you have a lot more. Meet me here tomorrow. Started meeting that guy. He changed a couple things in my mind and a movement down. And then I had a huge summer. Didn't catch, played third, all-star, MVP. Went back, and my coach goes, you didn't catch. I was like, coach, I'm just helping the team. And I go, don't worry, I'm ready to take over my staff. And that changed my life because he goes, yeah, now you're ready. Because he said, when I said, it's your staff, my staff.
Your staff.
My staff.
Yeah.
He said, oh, he's ready.
Yeah.
And then he literally taught me what hard-nosed tough was. He dipped and chewed, swallowed it, never spit.
Oh,
he ate a whole apple, core and all. This guy was the grittiest, toughest. If there's a Yinzer out there that should have been in Pittsburgh, this guy should have been in the coal mine coming out and then throw BP.
Be in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and that put a mentality in me to always serve first, love first. It was already in my heart, but also like it's always on me.
Yeah.
He put everything on me. I'll never forget. One last story. My freshman year, guy didn't get over in practice. Nah, go run. I'm like, me? Who's Matt? But he said Mac. And I'm like, what do I do? And they're like, go 4 laps. It's a mile around the field, 4 laps. And I'm like, okay. And I'll start taking on the no. Leave the mask and go.
Oh.
I ran 2 miles that day.
Because it was your responsibility.
Yeah, and then I caught BP for 15 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, no bucket, caught BP, got hit in the face a couple times. Yeah. And it was like, what is happening? And I wanted to do well.
Yeah.
That's my personality. And then lo and behold, all that turned into All-American, got drafted. So it was like, it was a great decision. But I keep thinking about, I would have been the same situation you. By sophomore year, I would have had calls.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to make that decision. I hate it for these kids. It's crazy.
Tough. It's tough, man. Well, okay, let's lead right into that interview. When we come back on Bucs Bounty, Michael will be talking to Andrew Costello, the Deuce.
The Deuce is loose.
Wake Forest freshman. We really appreciate you joining us on Bucs Bounty. Please like, subscribe, follow everything. We love doing this. We're going to do these in person now. This is going to be so nice. We'll see you when we come back here on Bucs Bounty.
No one destroys a baseball like Oneil Cruz.
That is the hardest hit ball in known Major League history.
Pitchers should consider themselves warned.
And it is gone! There's a Cruz missile!
Log in with your cable provider and stream the Pirates all season long on SNP 360.
Dear Lord, in the battles we go through in life.
Dear Lord, in the battles we go through in life.
We ask for a chance to spare.
We ask for a chance to spare.
Chance to equal our strides.
Chance to equal our strides.
Chance to do or dare.
Chance to do or dare.
We shall win.
We shall win.
Let it be by the code.
Let it be by the code. Faith and honor held high.
We shall lose.
And we shall lose.
Let's stand by the road.
Let's stand by the road.
Cheers, winners go by.
Day by day.
Day by day.
We get better and better.
We get better and better.
Till we can't be beat.
Till we can't be beat.
Won't be beat.
Won't be beat.
USA on 3. 1, 2, 3. USA.
Let's go. Tell me you're not fired up right now, Deuce. Hey,
Let's
Andrew
go,
Costello
baby.
is here, and that was him. He's famous. He has a gold medal. He's the man. We met a couple years ago, and you're from Erie, PA. You have a wonderful family. I've absolutely enjoyed every bit of getting to know you guys. You actually approached me and said, will you be my catching coach? And here we are. You're my little brother. They're comping you as me, which I think you're way better than me, period. But, man, like, it's good to see you. I hate that you're hurt right now, but we're going to get into all that. How are you, buddy?
I'm great. Hanging in there. You know, this injury's sort of been tough. I've been out for 3-4 weeks now, but just doing everything I can, grinding, trying to get back in the lineup, and just having fun while doing it. So it's been good.
So real quick, Andrew is supposed to be in Erie, Pennsylvania in high school right now. If you look behind him, you see Wake Forest. It's because he decided to skip the spring season and head on to Wake Forest. Let's start right there, and then we'll work backwards. What made that decision? I know you're a top 50 prospect. Draft was there. We talked a lot about it, but ultimately, like, you made it yours. And I love that. We talked about that, but you literally did it and nobody influenced you. What kind of pushed you over the edge to say, yeah, college is the right spot for me?
Yeah, I feel like it's a big maturity thing. I think that going straight from high school into professional baseball around guys you don't really know is a very tough thing to do, especially as an 18-year-old kid, or man, I should say. But yeah, I mean, I really have a lot of trust. I really have a lot of trust in the coaching staff here, and I'm extremely confident that if I come here, I'm only going to get better, and the guys here are great. It's right up my alley. Everything we do here is just about competing. My brother's obviously here, which was a big influence, and he sort of took me under his wing and just sort of helped me through this whole entire process. But yeah, it's been awesome, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Dude's smashing too. Your brother, you must be your brother's good luck charm. He's healthy and he's smashing. So make sure whatever you got to do, like sacrifice a bucket of fried chicken or something. Make sure you guys don't get hurt anymore, right? So I want to go back all the way to Erie. That is not an easy place to do anything except during the summer. It's beautiful, and I had walleye there. Awesome. How did baseball become your love? Because you love the game. Your enthusiasm is infectious. You're a leader by trade. I don't think you realized that until last year. But where did it all start? Where did the love for the game come from?
Yeah, so growing up, it was just always baseball, which was weird because I came from a big wrestling family. Like, my dad wrestled in college, my uncle wrestled in college. It was wrestling and football. It was no chance. No
Still
chance.
Not?
As much as I want to say yes, I don't think I got it. But
sounds like that's a challenge we gotta figure out.
Might be. Who knows? He's getting old though. I don't want to hurt him.
Yeah, fair enough. That wouldn't be good. That's good.
but yeah, I mean, it was. If you're from Erie and you heard the last name Costello, your mind immediately went to football or wrestling. But ever since I was a kid, I was just always picking up a bat, swinging, throwing a ball, whatever, and I just sort of fell in love with it. My dad at a young age, like, sort of knew. He was like, okay, you love this sport. And my dad played baseball and stuff like that. But like I said, he was always very big into football and wrestling. But he sold out on it for us. I would not be where I'm at right now if it wasn't for him. I mean, I'm so blessed to have such a great support crew. And yeah, I mean, he's worked his tail off. He drives across the country. He's never, I don't think he's ever missed a baseball game of mine. He's here every weekend. He drives 7 hours just to get here. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, he's working 10 hours, 11 hours a day, just trying to support my family. And yeah, I'm just beyond blessed to have him. And yeah, I mean, he's always been there for me, and he supports me throughout the whole entire journey. So it's been awesome.
Yeah, your dad is the absolute best. He drove you down to Pittsburgh how many times through 3 feet of snow? Yeah. It's incredible. And yeah, kudos to you, and that shows your maturity. You're not a kid. You're a young man. Maybe not a man, young man. So how did it start to unfold? Yeah, you said you picked up a bat because you rake. I truly believe if you look at this year's draft class, I evaluated you as a top 5 right-handed stick, 100% out of high school, maybe in the top 3 on the right-handed side. I don't know if I ever told you that, but now you know. So you can absolutely rake. Like, did it just come natural? You just have a gift when you step in the box. It's just so natural for you. There's not a lot of thinking involved. Did that come at a really early age?
I mean,
it's true. You don't have to be humble about it. It's true.
So here's my story. So when I was younger, I was always a chunky guy. I was just fat. Let's keep it real. I was fat, and so when I was super young,
it was like double deuces.
Yeah. When I was like really young, like 8, I feel like I was always just like I feel like I was naturally blessed with like some talent and stuff like that. But when I was young, I felt like I was just really strong, like, and that sort of trumped everything. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say like, oh my gosh, my swing was perfect. By no means, it still isn't. But I feel like my strength had really helped me at a young age. And then
I knew that feeling. I was big at one point.
Oh yeah.
until I hit puberty, and I looked like a man at 12. But like that 10-year-old, I was like, man, I got to hit a long ways, hit a double. Yeah, I get it.
And so, yeah, and so in like seventh grade, I started hitting puberty, like you said, and I just started losing a ton of weight, and I was like growing, and all my baby fat just sort of started leaving me, and I sort of went into I'd say a year stretch where it was just like I was still strong, but like my mechanics weren't great, and I
You're
wasn't
like a baby giraffe, weren't you?
Yeah, I wasn't the strongest guy anymore. Yeah, and so it was just like I needed some change. And so you know a lot about this guy. He's one of my favorite people ever, Sean Roof. He's my hitting coach, and since a young age, he's just worked with me, and he's taught me pretty much everything I know about hitting. And yeah, I mean, it's been countless hours of just in the cage and just working things out. And I remember when I started with him, it was like right around that 7th or 8th grade time, and I was terrible. Like I felt like he would put me through stuff that was dude, I can't even do this.
No, there's no way you were terrible. You were probably terrible.
Okay, I wasn't terrible,
but like I'm assuming like if we brought in all the kids your age, you'd probably still stand out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, but like one thing, you know this about me, I'm a perfectionist, and I don't like to be just mediocre at anything. I want to be the best, you know?
Yeah, it's a good and
terrible. In my mind, in my mind, I felt like I was terrible. I probably wasn't, but anyway, fast forward a little bit. We hit probably 4 or 5 times a week, and then those days that I wasn't hit with him, I was hit with my dad. He would throw me BP whenever. After a long shift, whatever, it doesn't matter. He'd throw me BP. I just got to ask. And most of the time he'd ask me, to be honest. He'd be like, come on, let's go hit.
Let's go. So,
yeah. Yeah. And so, yeah, I mean, it's just, I feel like, yes, I was definitely blessed with some talent, but it takes a lot of hard work, as you know. I mean, like, just like countless hours of just in the cage, in the weight room. And, yeah, just being around people that really want it for me has been a big thing. And just, I've learned so much from so many different people, including you. So yeah, I mean, it's been great.
So let's go back to Roof. So your 7th grade, like, start talking about some of the first things he was teaching you, because like this whole thing bringing you on, like kids in PA think that they have a huge disadvantage to make it to the major leagues, and I say all the time, listen, you may have a disadvantage of getting seen, but we have the 3rd most players that ever played in the big leagues. I don't know if you knew that. I found that out recently. It's like
I did.
There's nothing stopping you but you have to own it. Mm-hmm. So 7th grade, you go to Roof. Like, what were the foundational things that maybe even are part of your mindset today?
Yeah, so I remember he had this thing called a click stick. You ever heard of that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So basically, for the people that don't know what that is, it's like this.
Yes, I do remember it.
Yeah, it's like a PVC pipe, and then there's like a cut-off PVC pipe right here, and like you want to get that whip, you know? Mm-hmm. And so I remember I would just sit there. He'd put a tennis ball on a tee, and I would just try to click back and like stop and hit the tennis ball. For the first 2 weeks, I don't think I hit the tennis ball, but to this day, that's still the move that I try to feel. You know what I mean?
You have a click stick,
so that's just one thing that stuck with me. I don't know. I graduated. I graduated.
No, you got to have one. You should be sponsored, dude. You got NIL and stuff. Get a click stick. Costello's click stick. Right? That's what you need.
That's awesome.
Get 2 of them. You say double deuces. So yeah, that's your move. You want to be, you want to be in the zone really, really early. But like, mm-hmm. You have a very compact swing. You have rhythm naturally. You have a short load. Like, how did it start to come together, and when did it start to come together? Because, like, I don't know a lot about your past. We always were locked in on the next steps. Mm-hmm. Where you are now, I got a lot from your dad. But like, he literally made me realize that this guy has had a really good childhood. Let's lock in on what's forward, because this guy's been awesome for him. So talk about the steps. So you're working on the path, can't hit a tennis ball, which is hilarious. What's next? Like,
yeah.
It's hard, and people don't realize that, I don't think.
Yeah. So one thing that has always been big for me is like my rhythm. You know what I mean by that? So like when I'm
Yeah,
loading,
trust me.
I
We're
feel
built the
like
same way.
yeah,
Of course I know what you mean.
yeah, yeah. So when I'm loading, like I have to like hit my bat on
You
my
can demo
shoulder
it.
so
Yeah.
that I can get like into here. You know what I mean? And so it's just like working on my rhythm and my load especially, and like where I need to have my hands, uh like coiling my back hip, just all that stuff. Everything leads up to another thing in my opinion. So
Yes.
it's been, I mean, the biggest thing for me has just been reps, and just practicing and practicing over and over again. um but I remember like my freshman and sophomore year, I was doing great, and I really started to figure everything out.
Did
um
you play? Did you play
but then
varsity
like,
immediately?
yeah, I did.
Okay,
Yeah, and
that's pretty
so
much.
I was doing great. Um, I was like I want to say like top 30 player in the country, stuff like that. But like looking back from where I'm at right now, just the amount of improvement that I can just like the blind eye can see is just such a drastic change. Just because the more that you practice, the more that you work, and you're just never satisfied, the better you're gonna get. And that's just, I think one of my best qualities is just like I'm never satisfied, and I just always want to get just 1% better every day. And I just like I said earlier, I'm a perfectionist, and I'll do anything that I can just to perfect my craft.
You know, do something I don't know if I've ever told you, but always think about the journey is the dream. Because once you get there, it's like it's kind of unsatisfying, but like you can literally go grind and work, and it's never not satisfying, even now,
Right.
right? And that's how you're built. I'm gonna go back to your freshman sophomore year. So you're a weird giraffe, and then you can't hit a tennis ball. Then you're all of a sudden just really good, just magic, right? Because you were really good when you were a draft. So freshman sophomore year, top 30 in the country. You obviously were already getting involved in the USA and stuff like that. Let's walk through how you even got there. How did you get recognized? Because we're going to walk you all the way through Wake Forest and the Pirates and everything in the dream to play in the big leagues and hopefully for the Pirates because this is Bucs Bounty. But I think the hope you can give kids from Erie and from PA, because once they leave Pennsylvania, it's a shell shock, isn't it? It's like, oh
Oh
my
yeah.
God, that guy's 7 feet tall. Like, oh man, it hits the ball harder than me. It's just a different world. And I don't think you realize it because perspective is real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'd say just like the biggest way that I got my name out there is I remember vividly. This is sort of when things started changing for me. I think it was my 13U year, and so from
It's crazy.
the day that
13 U's out there. Let's go.
yeah,
13 U?
so yeah, the day that I started playing baseball, I always played up, and so it was always
Is that because your
because it
brother?
was always with my brother. Yeah, I always
That's
played with my
really
brother.
cool. Yeah.
And so I was challenged always because these guys were always had a year or two on me, and they were always stronger, bigger than me. And that's, to be honest with you, that's the best thing that I ever did in my life.
Yeah, because you failed,
Because
right?
yeah, I failed. I was never the best player on that team. I hit in the middle of the order on a local Pennsylvania team, who was a great team, by the way. We were awesome. Beaver Valley Red. You ever heard of them?
Are you kidding? No, of course I haven't heard of them. What do you mean? I grew up in Tennessee.
Oh yeah, but I mean it's a Pittsburgh
You
team.
gotta name the
and
guys if they make it, right? You gotta find a picture, hold on to it in case a bunch of you guys make it. Because like
yeah,
whatever you just said, Beaver Red or whatever, I'm sure that would be pretty special.
yeah, we had a great team, great coaches. But anyway, my whole time with Beaver Valley, I always played up. And then I remember the biggest turning point in my career was I was in Florida, and this is my 13U year, and I decided to play my age for like the first time. And I just went out there, and I went from swinging like a BB core bat, and then I played with my
Yeah.
age, and I swung with the drop 5.
Yeah.
And
You felt like
I
a
remember the
freak.
first game. Yeah, I remember the first game. I was like 0 for 2 because I just like rolled over because I was early. And then from there on out, I like don't think I got out. And I was just crushing baseballs, and I was like, this feels easy because like these guys are my age now. You know what I mean? And that same tournament, me made it to like the championship of like I think it was the Perfect Game World Series. Great tournament. And this is the summer of the Perfect Game Select Fest. And I got some recognition there. I think I was the all tournament team, first team, whatever. I think I had like the best stats in the whole tournament. And I ended up making the national showcase. And then I go to the national showcase and I lit it up. And I was turning a bunch of heads because no one had really known me. Like you said, I mean, I'm from a small town of Erie. Like, you got to get your name out there somehow. And this was just like I said, the biggest turning point, just because people started realizing, all right, this kid's pretty good. And so I ended up going to the Select Fest, and this is my 13-year year, and I got second place in the home run derby. I had a great game, and I was just doing great. And so, and yeah, I should have won, by the way. I lost by 1. Still can't sleep.
So glad you said that. I was waiting. I lost the home run derby this fall, and I'm literally still mad about it. Yeah. So.
yeah. That was one of the worst losses. That one hurt, but
it's haunting. Yeah.
But no,
yeah,
I won't. And so I'd say that's the best way I could describe how I got my name out there. I just remember that tournament vividly, and yeah, I mean it's been awesome.
So let's transition. We talked about hitting. That's really cool, and I think it's really come full circle, right? Because what are you doing now? You're playing up again.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be a moment where it's going to go, oh, it just got way easier, right?
Yeah.
Because like you don't
100%.
realize what you just did. The hardest part about going to college is your first semester. It's all new.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you have your brother, but at the same time, you're still in everything that's new. And every kid at one moment in their first semester want to go home, right? They're like, this sucks. I want to go home. It doesn't matter how cool it is. It doesn't matter. You're at Wake Forest. There can be a better baseball place to be. This beautiful campus. The area is unbelievable, but you've been home forever, right? So kudos to you. It's going to pay huge dividends, and I literally was through the moon when you made that decision. So now let's go to catching, because everybody has literally, just like me, tried to pull you out from behind the plate. Believe it or not, at one point, I could dunk a basketball. I was super athletic. I could run. Just like my man here, Deuce. Deuce can absolutely fly for a catcher. And they literally, even at USA Baseball, they didn't realize you hadn't caught any games. And I had to explain to you, he plays in Pennsylvania. He's the best player anywhere around him, period. Like, best athlete, best player. So, like, he doesn't get to catch. Talk about your love for that. Because, like, I told you when you asked me, I said, do you love it? You said, I love it. Like, you literally, like, lit up, your eyes sparkled, and it's like literally your first love. I was like, yeah, we'll work together. Said, here, take my number. You have to call me. You have to set it up. And you did. You followed through and you're persistent. Loved you immediately. So talk about like why. Like that was awesome. How that all came to life. But like, where did that love start? Because you literally weren't catching enough.
Yeah. So unlike hitting, I wouldn't say that there's a huge background story on my catching life. I've told this to you a million times. You're my first ever catching coach. And
it's wild. You're getting invited to the best with the best players in the world to be a catcher. And yeah. Just on the fly.
I mean, I was sort of self-taught, but I was always a catcher. I think my dad, I remember this. So I was very young at this point. I think I was probably 7, I'd say. And I was playing up. And when I was younger, like even like 4 or 5 years old, I was always just getting dirty. I was always like, I remember my dad was telling me, "You're always the dirtiest person on the field. Like, why do I have to clean your jersey?"
Brothers. Like literally, we make you brothers, dude. Yeah. Like, it sounds so cool. Yes, that's awesome.
Yeah. So my dad was like, "You're always the dirtiest one on the field," all that stuff. And I've just heard so many stories of just like how cool it is to catch. And like, when I was younger, I always wanted to be like the tough guy. You know what I mean? Like, I thought that was so cool. And my dad, he used to catch when he played baseball. And so I just started catching. And from there on out, I just sort of fell in love with it, you know? I like to be the guy that's sort of, quote unquote, in charge, you know.
Yeah.
I'm a big.
Did you come to that conclusion pretty recently? I feel like there was a moment when I was with you
After
and
I
Carrie.
met you.
Oh, well, that was humbling, but that's not what I was like trying to get to. But yeah, like I feel like you didn't realize you're such a nice guy. You're so respectful that you didn't realize you were the leader in the room. We had that conversation. And I saw a shift. I was seeing a shift, but I saw you not trusting it. And I love that you just said that because that's a conviction, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Proud of you for that.
I mean, I remember, I'll never forget, you told me that a catcher is like the quarterback of the baseball diamond. And so it's just like, you're sort of back there and you're just, I mean, you know how it is. Like, we're both pretty much the same person. Let's be honest. Like, we love having relationships with people. And that's like you said, recently, I sort of just realized, like, that's like the biggest thing about catching. Like, if I strike out, I will not take that out to the field because that's not my main priority. Like, my main priority is to pull for my pitcher and just do everything I can to get him in the zone, make him trust me. I remember when we were working in Cary. This was at trials and we were working on blocking, and we were talking about like trust. And you told me like if you ever take like a mound visit, your pitcher's like leaving his curveball up or whatever, getting hit around. Like you're telling me, you're like, tell the pitcher, like, spike it, like, I'm gonna block it, like, you can put it wherever and I will keep it in front of me. And that's like, just like having that confidence, like that tells your pitcher a lot. And I feel like after I sort of made that switch of like, I sort of shifted my mindset of like, okay, like, nothing's getting by me. I'm gonna take every pitch. I'm not taking one pitch off, and every pitch matters because it does. That sort of just boosted my catching. I mean, you've seen it. Like, to be honest, like, I mean, I was a good catcher. I always had a great catch and throw, but there was a lot of holes in my catching. But ever since I just like was like, okay, I'm not letting this ball get by me. Or if this pitch is in the bottom of the zone, 50-50 ball, I'm getting it called a strike. And just ever since I switched my mindset, I feel like I've just skyrocketed catching.
Yeah, I think you realize who you are, and now you're seeing who others are, and you can lead them, get the best out of them. And I think you don't realize even how good you're going to be at that, because you have a natural gift to feel energy, to see what you and Brick are the two best I've had maybe ever at. When someone's going bad, you can switch the outcome with enthusiasm, because enthusiasm is what creates every dream.
He got him, and he's done it again.
Welcome to Unobstructed Views.
We're at BP. We're going to get an inside look.
Once you start loving each other, you start fighting for each other.
Welcome to Coach's Corner. And he'll admire it, and so will we.
Is that too much to ask for?
Oh, baby.
There was a month and some change that you left your house, went to San Diego, went to Cary, and never came home.
Oh, yeah.
And that time you went to Japan. And what'd you do in Japan?
Won a gold medal, baby.
Let's go! Yeah. That's a big deal because what happened the last time they went? They didn't win that gold medal. They were bronze. Yeah. They brought it back home.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of won, but like not the real one. They just did the play-in game. That doesn't count. So you won the real one. And that was really important to you. And it explained why it was important to you. Like, I mean, you came up. I mean, we spent some long hours watching film, breaking down how to work with pitchers, and it always led to like, I just really want to make this team. And dude, I would have done anything to get you on the team. I mean, you were pretty much a shoe on. But yeah, like, talk about that. Talk about that experience in general. Why it's so important to wear that red, white, and blue, because it means the world to me too.
Yeah. Growing up, my grandpa, my uncle, they were in the military. My uncle lost his leg fighting for our country. And I just remember growing up, every Veterans Day at school, I would always take time to write him a note and just thank him for his service. And just like the stories that I've heard just from like how all these awesome people every single day risk their lives for us, and they don't even know us, you know what I mean? And it's such a cool thing to me. And I bleed red, white, and blue. I love our country. We live in the greatest country in the world. And it was just so important to me just to go and just represent everyone and sort of make me feel a part of that. You know what I mean? And 15U year when I was fortunate enough to make that team as well. That was the most fun I've ever had playing baseball, and I would have done anything just to do it again. And you sort of got to see that in phase 2 of trials, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't trade any of this stuff that I've done for the world, and it was just like the best time of my life, and I'm so fortunate and blessed and thankful just to be able to have this opportunity. And yeah, I mean, I love America and I love baseball too. So my 2 favorite things in the world,
they came together
just like hand in hand, you know?
Yeah. And so one last thing on that, then we'll move on and we'll wrap up. Talk about 1, the celebration, right? And then 2, maybe drop a hint on who congratulated you and how cool that was. Because like,
yeah,
when I saw that video, I was like,
yeah,
he took the time to do this. Like, what?
Yeah, yeah.
Because like you guys had a general talk to you, like you had bigwigs talk to you, and that's the thing. Is like we all get together, we sit there like, how can we make this extraordinarily different and realize the impact it is? Like, because it is you're representing the country, dude. Especially when you go overseas, it's different.
Yeah.
So go ahead and share the salute, because that was awesome. That was really thought through. Mm-hmm. And then who gave you guys a call after you won the gold?
Yeah. So our celebration, the salute, was we were at Japan. The first couple of days we were there, we had gone to a military base. And at that military base, they just sort of explained and like talked about like the whole salute thing. And they taught us like the form and like how to do it properly and stuff like that. And just like the stories of like them saluting and stuff like that was just like mind blowing. Like it was just so cool. Just the stuff that, I mean, walking through that military base was just amazing. Like seeing those massive aircrafts, like, geez, it was actually.
We get to hit a ball, dude. They got to fly those things. Like it puts it in real perspective. Like, no.
Yeah, 100%. And like, just like how happy they are to be there and stuff like that was just amazing. And that dude that was touring us around had some pretty cool stories. I'll tell you that. So yeah, it was awesome. And then we got, so when we were at that same military base, our coach called us up. He was like, all right, everyone bring it in. We go up to him. He was like in the most nonchalant way ever. He was like, I got a video to show you guys. He was like, I think you'll think this is pretty cool. It's Donald Trump, our president, just saying like, he was like, good luck, guys, like represent our country well. And we were all just like, is this real?
He's a president of a country. He's just like, hey, dudes, go win for the U.S. Like,
crazy.
What?
But that just goes to show how important America is to people. You know what I mean? Yeah. And just how much that like means to people, especially just like going out there and representing something that's way bigger than yourself. And that's sort of what I was talking about earlier, is just being able to go do that is just such a blessing. And it's just so awesome. And yeah, I mean, for those of you who haven't experienced it, it's just like, it's amazing. Like it's the best. So
yeah, it's incredible. I can't speak highly enough about it. So Deuce, I'm gonna lead you out of here talking about, tell me about your background with the Pirates. Saw the picture. We went and hit a PNC and walked down, showed you the park, and then there's that Clemente saying, right, as the guys walk down the tunnel, it's you and your dad. Talk about like why the Pirates mean so much to you and how you grew up, you know, a Bucco fan.
Growing up, my mom, well, let's start with this. My mom grew up in Pittsburgh. She went to Shaler High School, and she is the biggest Pienser you've ever met. Like she loves the Steelers. She loves the Pittsburgh or the Penguins. She loves the Pirates, everything. So, I mean, we're just.
She's all in. I love it.
Yeah, she's all in on the Berg. So, yeah, I mean, and also just growing up close to PNC Park, it's just the most beautiful stadium in the world, by the way, is just like so cool. Just because like when I was younger, like we all the time, just me and my buddies my dad would take me up and we would just go watch games, and it'd just be like the coolest thing ever. Like we'd be on the fence, get there for BP, try to catch homers, be on the fence, just trying to get players' autographs, high fives, all that stuff. And it's just like I remember growing up in the prime of Andrew McCutchen, Jay Hay when he was getting all those rundowns, and I fell in love with them. Yeah, and the fort. Don't forget about him.
Yes. Yes. I would much rather be the guy that is mentoring you and coaching you, but I had to dig myself a little. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just growing up in a house that bleeds Pittsburgh is just it's been awesome. And my mom's just great. And I played, like I told you, growing up, I played for a team out of Pittsburgh. So I was always surrounded by people that loved the Pirates. And I remember like all the time, like after we'd have a weekend tournament, and like after our Friday or weekend game, we would just go out and we would just go to a Pirates game. So it was just so cool. But yeah, it's been great.
So to wrap it up, you're coming to Pittsburgh this weekend with Wake. I know you're excited about it. I will see you then. But what's the goal, right? Let's look 3 years ahead. I'm going to put you on the spot, right? Your draft year is actually going to be your sophomore year. Where does Deuce want to be? You can't get drafted your sophomore year?
No.
Oh, well, never mind. Junior year. Sorry. Don't yell at me. Man, jeez Louise. Man, college has changed you, Deuce. Like, let's be honest. Like, it changed you already. You try to get the college thing going. No, whatever. Okay, here we go. What I'm saying is all right, we got you're there earlier than almost any human on the planet. You're like a college quarterback. So you're there, you're playing your first season, you're getting to take it all in. Where do you want to be moving forward? I mean, and where do you want to play? Like how long? Just dream for me a little bit, leave it there, and we'll call it out.
Yeah.
You get to life, kid.
Since the day I put on baseball cleats, to be honest, I always just dreamed of being a big leaguer. That's been a goal of mine since the day I can remember. So that's the reason why day in and day out I just put in all this work that I do, and I see it every day playing out for me. And just the Lord has blessed me with so much amazing gifts and talents and people that have surrounded me. And yeah, just going forward, I just want to be just in like I really just want to win every pitch, to be like I don't want to just be out there and,
got it.
I don't want to put the pressure on me of looking forward until it's that time, you know what I mean? So I just really want to be present, you know, and then looking
Love
like
it.
forward. So like my draft year and stuff, obviously being a Bucko would be pretty sweet, but just like, just one day.
You hear that, Buckos?
just to get drafted and just to do everything I can to obviously help that organization be successful and just also play my part. But yeah, I mean, being a big leaguer has been a dream of mine since the day I can remember. So that's definitely my goal.
Well, I'm going to make a promise to you. And when you are about to be in that draft, I hope you want me there, but I plan on being at your draft. And then I expect you to fly me out whenever you get to big leagues because I want to be there.
Yeah.
And the reason I say I want you to fly me out, I really won't make you. But that's what people had to say to me. I'm like, no, I'm not, like, my people, what? For real, like, I love you to death. I want nothing but the best for you. You know, I'm always here for you. I really appreciate you coming on. I hope you get to be a college All-American. I hope you go to the College World Series. I'll say it for you. I hope I get to coach you with the college collegiate team at some point, something I'm very passionate about. And I hope it all comes to fruition. But I think from where you are when I first met you 3 years ago to where you are now, that answer explains everything of how much you've grown up. And I'm so stoked and so proud of you. I can't wait to see you this weekend. I hope you're healthy enough to get a couple of bats because it is a launching pad.
Oh yeah, that's what I've heard. Yeah, I mean I should be good. I played last weekend, but it's just like the whole catching thing right now is just I'd say another week, maybe this weekend. But yeah, I mean I've been rehabbing great and stuff, so I should be able to play this weekend.
You have a resource to me in there too, because I'm a knee expert with 6 knee surgeries under my belt. So
I know you are.
All right, hey, appreciate you. Tell the family to say hello. We'll see you soon. All right, thanks for coming on.
Yep, thank you so much.
Say, what did you say?
I said thank you so much.
Thank you
so much. Let's go Buccos.
There you go. That's better. Yes, and let's go. Is it Demon Deacon? What's your all's mascot?
Demon Deacons. Yep.
What's a deacon like? Isn't that kind of
Demon Deacons?
What is that?
I think it's like a.
Do you even know?
I think it's like a. I mean, like like a deacon. Like, do you know what a deacon is?
But a demon and
it's
a deacon don't go together. Yeah, I get it.
I don't know, honestly.
Yeah, you need to figure that out.
Yeah,
that's the thing you should know.
I'll have to ask.
Please do.
What'd you say?
Please do. I want to know. That's your homework, man. I got to know. What's a demon deacon?
Sure, honestly.
I know. I'm not either. I was looking back there like a demon deacon. Yeah. So with that being said, thank you again, bud.
Yep. Thank you so much. It was great to talk to you. Can't wait to see you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, everybody listening, please like, subscribe, and please go follow Costello. He was going to be a Bucco because we've decided that she's going to draft him. God bless you and have a good night. Please listen.